We are at the Goodwill bins day. It's 12:30. We were gonna try to get here first thing, but we got out later than we anticipated, and so we decided to hit it up after we knew they'd done some change outs. Missed the morning crowd, and we did get pie.
There is that.
The pie is safely in the kindling basket, waiting to go home and be enjoyed by all. The thing about coming late is that there's never any baskets, so Zeb's gonna have to wrangle up a basket.
I usually just hang out by the books and watch for them.
He smiled at them with his big cute smile, and they're like, sure.
No, that's not what I'm doing.
All right, let's go in and see what we can find. I'm seeing things already over here that I want, so let's go. I spy something I'm not taking home. That's pretty bad even for me. This looks like something vintage with Santa. Oh, I'm definitely gonna grab this. Oh, here's a whole bag of wood slices ready for ornaments. That's a good find.
Should I get these just because they're cool? They're in great cases. Old vinyl here. We have 1 through 4, or 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. We had a lot of books last week, but we also sold a lot of books. Looks like there might be some old ones in here. We're gonna dig for a minute. I'm gonna pass on the algebra book though. I'm gonna get this one just because I like the way it looks. It looks like it's been repaired with book tape, but they've done a great job on it, and it is older. I think the last copyright on here is 1950.
So I've gone around the edges and not found anything. So now I'm going into the middle and checking for textiles. All these ripped up. This one is not in like recoverable shape. Sometimes I will get ripped up ones, but they have to have some redeeming factors to them, like being handmade or whatever. They're gonna do a bins change out, which is good because I didn't find anything I wanted over there. So now we're gonna come over here and see what we can find while we're waiting for the change out.
That's a good Reader's Digest. Cart spotting. That's a win right there. We've only been here 5 minutes. We found a Fannie Farmer cookbook last week, but this one is gold. I think it can be wiped down. I'm liking the gold on it. Let's see, when's the last time? 1965.
So I'm trying to get Zeb to do a trip to California because San Diego has really good bins, and I want to take Debbie from Debbie's Design Diary. So comment below if you think we need to do like a weekend trip and go with Debbie to the bins in San Diego. This is so cute. I've been buying less Afghans, but this one is darling. Definitely going to use Woolite because I think this is wool yarn, and I'll wash it on Delicate Cycle. I don't buy stuffed animals a ton, but this caught my eye because it's got a mama and baby, and it still has a tag on here, and it's vintage, and these sell for about $50. So I'm going to pick this one up. We'll take it home and sanitize it. Zeb's already got a couple quilts. They just let the bins out, so we're going to be looking for linens.
Look at this gem here. 1952 Tarzan in the Forbidden City. That's the year my dad was born. Look at this little guy hiding down here. What is it? Notes of Victory. It's so old. It's like an old hymn book. Nancy Drew book, The Mystery at the Ski Jump.
This one's polyester, but I can't pass up these good camping quilts. They're nice and heavy, and they keep you warm. Oh God, there is a lot of sorting going on. I just kind of watch what people throw because sometimes they throw quilts because that's just not what they're into. I said I was going to slow my roll on Afghans, but I really like the colors on this one. It almost looks like sherbet ice cream.
All right, that's a good one. Fun colors on that Afghan.
Okay, so dealer choice, it's polyester.
No, I say get it. Those things last forever. I found a lot of books quick, so it's time to go digging in the hard goods bins. Oh, Steelers slippers. Well, that's an old Coleman cooler. If this is a Santa cake form, I'm going to get it. Oh, it's Raggedy Ann like we had the other day.
There is the winner chicken dinner. This is the kind of quilt that even if it was ripped up, I would get it. Handmade wedding ring, crazy quilt with all kinds of different patterns.
Did you just find that in the hard goods bin? Oh, it's one of those ring quilts.
And it's like a crazy one.
No, that one's good.
All right, let's keep digging. I know those beads are gonna get everywhere. So I'm digging through this bin and I found one candlestick. I grabbed it because it's a hazard for sure. But then I kept digging and I found another. I always like when you can find a pair of brass ones. And this wreath, it's got a couple things I'm going to cut off of it, but overall it's a pretty great wreath.
So this is Roseville.
Oh yeah, that's good. Where'd you find that? In here?
Right in here in this bin.
Okay.
Look for more. It's got like one little chip on the glazing, but I think it's good. So I think this is brass. Might be sprayed on brass. That happens, but nice egg basket or whatever. I mean, that's a giant egg basket. Not everybody needs to have an egg basket this large. We have 22 chickens, so, you know, this works for us. I love it when people put things back in the bins and they're just sitting out here in the open. Look at that. It's fun embroidery on that. It's a pillowcase. We don't sell them for a lot, but embroidered one like this, I think, goes for about $9.95.
How much did we spend here today on our overflowing cart?
$51. I think Jamie's onto something. It's all about who checks you out.
Yeah.
She took one of like 2 or 3 of our heavy items and she just put them to the side and was like, those will be $1 each.
Winner, winner. Let's go home and we'll pull it all out and you can see it all. So Zeb picked up this rocking horse. I think it was like $3 on our Monday thrift trip. We're headed out of town to England, so I thought I'd show you how we make it over so that way it's painted before we go. So it looks like originally it was like a taupe color. You can kind of see that peeking out and underneath. Somebody spray painted it gold and not very well. So Zeb sturdied it up. All the screws are nice and tight and we're gonna do a base coat. I'm gonna use cottage color and provincial. Always make sure you stir your cottage color. I've used this one recently so it's not too separated, but if it's a new can, you need to stir, stir, stir because all the thick goodness is on the bottom. Because of the built-in top coat, it separates. So I'm gonna pour some of that in my cup and then we'll add salt wash. Salt wash is just an additive and you're supposed to do, I believe it's, let's read the directions. 1 part salt wash to 1 part paint. I just kind of mix it till I get what I like. It's just to add texture. Stir in the salt wash until it's a consistency you want. You can add as little or as much as you need. And it will vary depending on your paint. Like I use less salt wash with DIY paint because it's thicker and more salt wash with the cottage color because it's a thinner consistency. You want it to kind of be like a lumpy frosting that the sugar isn't mixed in for the look I'm going for. Anybody who's made frosting knows what I'm talking about. I'm using my Klingon 035. A round brush works really good for the stippling technique I'm doing. And I'm just gonna get a coat all over. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm gonna put white over the top of this. This is just a base coat for texture. Now that I've built up texture, I'm just gonna take cottage color and white linen and just go across it and dry brush it. It's gonna add a lot of depth to this piece and then I'll probably like lightly sand it and then we'll see where we go from there. All right, I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. It's got lots of great texture, looks super old, and way better than the spray paint gold.
Thanks for hanging out and coming thrifting at the Goodwill bins with us. My favorite find is that old Victory hymnal. I love old books, and especially if they're of the religious quality. Bibles and hymnals like that, so that was a fun find.
Such amazing linens and quilts that we found. We also have a few things that was from last week that we thought we lost, but we cleaned out our garage and found it. So if you notice those in the pan at the end of the video, comment below. Everything's gonna be on our Saturday thrift haul. And if you wanna shop along, visit JamiRayVintage.com. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY
and thrifting. We'll see you on the next episode.